Hey, welcome back to another episode of Outside In with your host Yanto
and Farah. Your go-to source for honest conversations about relationships and a marriage.
So if you are ready, let's go.
Masya Allah, hari ni kita ada tetamu terundang yang Masya Allah.
Masya Allah, Masya Allah. Pasal bila kita, bila kita dapat for him to, be agree to go on board kita punya podcast ni, Alhamdulillah kita macam rasa terharu lah. Pasal he comes with a lot of experience.
Betul.
Kan. Pasal dia bukan seorang yang calang-calang. Alhamdulillah.
Come.
Yeah. So
tapi before that, korang tahu kita punya TTC journey lah kan. That doesn't mean we are giving up or anything like that. So we are still going to produce content that's going to benefit a lot of our listeners,
InsyaAllah.
And including parents lah. Sebab kita pun nak belajar juga kan.
New parents, young parents, old parents yang nak belajar benda baru.
Old parents, kesian.
Experienced parents. Yeah, but of course this episode is special untuk parents-parents lah. Pasal as much as possible we want to be the bridge between the experience and the learning parents.
Yes.
Yeah, insyaAllah.
So today we are going to talk about being present in the moment with your children.
Yes.
And kita punya tetamu hari ni ada 7 anak.
Alhamdulillah.
Masya Allah. So I think he is the perfect person lah to share his experience.
Kick off this episode lah.
Betul.
So without further ado, kita mempersembahkan
Hans Hamid.
Apa khabar?
Alhamdulillah. Assalamualaikum semua. How are you guys? Thank you so much. Firstly, thank you so much guys. Walaupun studio ni macam menarik sekali. This is my first time actually house studio.
Home studio.
Cantik setup dia.
Alhamdulillah. Dia punya idea lah.
Masya Allah.
Ni semua kaum wanita punya idea lah. Diorang bagus benda-benda macam ni.
Kita sebagai suami kita sokong lah.
Sokong. Mesti bro, sokong. Tak suruh tidur luar bro nanti.
Betul. InsyaAllah. Of course today maybe before we delve into the topic hari ni, maybe Hans, you can introduce a bit about yourself.
Okay, I berusia 35 tahun. 35 years old. I'm married with my wife for 14 years. I've known her since 2007.
Oh, Masya Allah.
Yeah, so total about berapa tu? 18
Max no good lah.
18
years Yeah.
Kalau Max no good, kena pergi kelas matematika.
Itu dia.
Okay. So 18 years. So and then Alhamdulillah, after 1 year of marriage, I ada my first son. Sekarang dia dah berusia
belum lagi
14 tahun.
14 tahun.
So 14 years old means Sec 2 lah kan?
Sec 2 bro. Alhamdulillah.
Teenage. How is it dari dulu you tengok dia cute kan, sekarang dah macam teenager, dah start rebelling.
Actually okay, first time bila dia dah turn teenager, as a teenager. So bila macam kadang-kadang I suruh dia macam Mika buang sampah boleh? Dia macam yeah, I know, later I do lah. Terus I macam dia ni macam kurang ajar sikit ke apa, atau macam kenapa macam
something different
with this guy. So I told my wife, babe, just now I asked Mika to throw rubbish, tapi dia macam kasih I comment macam yeah, I know. Dan my wife was telling me, kan dia nak membesar, jadi macam cara dia punya pembuakan diri tu ada kelainan sikit.
Betul.
So then after that I realised myself when I sit down duduk kat rumah seorang macam betul lah. Bila aku dulu kecil,
sama kan?
Mak aku cakap apa, aku macam yes ma, yes, buang sampah, okay, buang sampah. After that dah macam remaja sikit kan. Then after that ya tahulah, mak biarkan situ je, buang lah. Orang buang lah.
Sama.
So sama actually. Now I realise.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Of course apa. just like me.
My father like son. So just now we mentioned Hans has 7 children. Macam dulu ada satu lagu Father Abraham has 7 children. Tahu lagu tu?
Tak tahu bro.
Itu lagu Cam lah. Aku dulu Cam instructor.
Okay, maksud lain tak. Aku kira Old MacDonald had a farm kind of.
Boleh lah.
Faham. Yeah, but Alhamdulillah, I think maybe I want to ask a bit about your experience being a father to 7 children ni kan. With all the children having different. Sekarang umur orang paling muda berapa?
Paling muda 1 years old.
Masya Allah.
Cute geram.
You have 14 years of different phases and all that. Apa perasaan kau sebagai seorang bapa ni sekarang?
Oh bro, the journey is actually beautiful. Tapi ada juga roller coaster ride here and there. Yeah, so every children, I always believe that macam diorang ada perangai masing-masing, diorang ada cara membesar masing-masing. Jadi for me and my wife, kita pun adalah cara kelainan sikit lah. Mungkin kalau first meal kita mungkin suruh dia macam, when you have your first kid, semua benda you nak try. Like macam kita kasih dia belajar, tengok dia pandai tak nanti dah besar. You know. And then yang kedua macam kita tengoklah apa dia boleh buat lah. Tak macam not say tak peduli, tapi macam kita kira macam lenient sikit tengok apa dia buat. And then the rest all lain-lain cara lah. So like macam first one betul-betul lah, kita macam dulu memang kasih macam flashcard. Kita kasih dia orang tengok macam all the videos of alphabet, numbers. Sekarang dia rajin baca buku, rajin belajar, and then he got good results lah in school. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, for the second one, it's not comparing tak bagus kan kalau orang cakap kan. So for the second one, dia more to sports.
Okay, sportsman.
Dia macam bola. Belajar bukan cakap tak bagus. Biasalah kalau dah macam malam-malam lah sikit kan. But with a little bit push, dia boleh buat yang terbaik lah. And then lah, the rest are all different lah bro. If I want to tell everything macam
dia makan satu hari juga.
Podcast ni kira 3 episod jalan bro. Ceritakan pasal anak je bro.
Faham.
Tapi you have 7 kids, right? So how do you be present for all of them?
Oh, present. Okay, for me, being present for the kids, for the children, dia ada 2 cara tau. Satu is being there physically, your mental tak terganggu, semua you really focus on your kids. Lagi satu is your physical is there, tapi you punya pemikiran ni mana kerja, mana sikit-sikit tengok handphone, you know, things like that. So there's 2 different parts lah, you know. Kita semua manusia, you know. Bedik lah kita kalau dengan anak ke dengan sesiapa, kita tak keluarkan handphone, you know, check. Tadi baru kita lepak-lepak, korang tengah berbual, I keluarkan handphone. So it's like that lah. So cara kita, like kita kena tahu macam mana, macam how the situation is. Macam kalau betul-betul kita ada off day, like for me, if I got my off day, if I say I want to really spend with my kids, I letak semua my kerja ke tepi, I letak my handphone ke tepi. You can ask my wife, I off my handphone, I buat bodoh. And then I really spend that quality time. Pasal I always tell myself, budak-budak ni, diorang membesar sekejap lah. Macam, you know, the next thing you know, you gonna miss this macam this chance tau.
Macam celik dah 14
Correct.
tahun.
Macam you kadang baca internet, spend time with your kids, if not you gonna miss this opportunity of seeing them growing up. Betul-betul sih. It really
happens for you.
It really happens for me.
Right.
Macam ada masa-masa macam, you know, when I'm on call or I'm doing some jobs and things like that, or I nak hafal skrip. Kadang-kadang I cuti, I main-main dengan dorang, I nak kena keluar handphone macam, aku nak kena hafal ni pasal besok aku punya job ni, kalau aku tak hafal habis. So and then I realise that macam that's not a good thing actually. So I still prefer, you know, if you really talking about being present for your kid, really take your heart and soul and be there for your
quality
kid.
time.
Quality time is very important.
But for you, the way you spend time with your kids now, right? This is about now, right?
Yeah.
But let's all have a discussion about how it was our parents spend time dengan kita dulu.
Was it the same or not? Kita punya upbringing pula. So, later on I have a few questions regarding that lah. So maybe personally for me, when I was growing up, I think generally for my age group, the father will always be the kind yang macam, okay, I need to I show my love for my family through hard work. So kadang-kadang jumpa dia pun dia tengah tidur pasal dia kerja shift and things like that. Then for my mum pun dia kerja. So in a way, were they present for me? Yes, I would say. But of course, when it comes to sama juga macam kau, off days they will spend time with us lah.
Correct.
But in terms of the punya how often, I wouldn't say as much. But you know, sometimes I feel like ada sebabnya lah. Now that I'm older, I understand why they do that lah. Yourself?
For me also similar. The one my father has always been macam the traditional man lah, go out and work. But my mum is the nurturing one. So dekat rumah dia yang didik, dia yang jaga and everything. And I think it's because of her. And I'm not salahkan my father or anything. I know that is his way of showing love. Now that I dah besar lah. But last time I remember my mother a lot more. Because dia punya the attention and the effort she put in, right, to the point that certain things and certain memories sticks in my mind. For example, I remember very clearly she taught me how to colour. She taught me how to play Lego. She taught me a lot of things that up until now I remember lah. But for my father, I remember him being there in macam gatherings. It's still nice and everything. But macam ada, you can't help but bandingkan.
Correct.
You know? Yeah.
Yourself pula, how was it like when you were growing up?
Well, I'm actually a bit different because my father macam dia macam, kau dah balik? Dah. Kau dah solat? Dah. Kau dah ada homework? Dah, okay. Macam gitu.
That's the way of showing his presence
His
lah.
presence, bro.
Faham.
So macam mana bapak aku? Ni aku kat sini Asal. So macam okay, bapak aku ada.
Right.
Yeah.
He's there but you nampak tak nampak tu belakang cerita.
Belakang cerita. But for my mom dia lain sikit. Dia macam dah makan, kalau tak ni mama ada masak. Kan mama anukan for you and things like that. So her being present is different. Dia really shower me a lot with lots and lots of love. Betul. You boleh rasa macam kalau mak aku tak ada ni, aku betul-betul sedih. Which is really lah, macam my mom passed away. So macam I lost someone who I really love. So I rasa macam kalau my father, dia kalau compare to my mother, macam mungkin cara dia sepatah dua, but he is showing that macam dia betul-betul care for you. Tapi cara pembawakan dia lain. Sekarang sampai like for now, so for my kids, so like for me, walaupun I tak ada kerana I sibuk kerja kan, I rasa macam guilty tau. Macam
ada that guilt.
Aku tak ada ni anak aku. Kadang-kadang there's situation where aku balik, anak aku tidur, aku keluar kerja, anak aku pun tidur.
Masih tidur lagi.
Habis bila dia nak tengok muka aku kan?
Betul.
So I rasa macam sedih lah. Macam kadang-kadang naik train kan, macam fikir macam how can I make things better for my kids lah.
I think I mentioned this before, but usually when fathers are being put in situations gitu kan, I think it's very important for the wives to paint the father in a good light.
Correct.
Yeah.
Tak macam kau tengoklah bapak kau tak balik, selalu pergi kerja, kau tengoklah, not like that lah. We have to be macam, if the daughter or son is macam upset or whatever, kita explain kat dia, no, ayah actually loves you. Ayah go out to work, and mana later balik nanti ayah spend time with you. And then your husband comes home, and then even though macam tired sikit ke apa, you pujuk dia macam, you main dengan dia 5 minutes pun okay. Dia rindu you lah. You know, you be the bridge lah between your
maybe soalan untuk Hans, I was thinking, kalau kita trace back to when you were still a child, and then your mom was the nurturing one, and then your father is the bukan cakap ada tak ada, dia ada, cuma cara beza sikit.
Beza sikit.
Kalau let's say now that you're a parent yourself kan, would you want, when you look back, would you want to change anything about the past, about how the nurturing was for you as a child?
Of course I want to change the past. Sebab apa tahu? Sebab macam every year, benda semua macam change lah. Even macam hari ni mungkin kita makan apple, tahun depan apple ni dah tak ada lagi.
Faham?
Kita kena gunakan pear untuk jadi apple tu. So every time is different. But I pick some things from my parents that I still use it until now to raise up my kids.
For example,
macam cara my father marah, macam macam sepatah dua, kalau marah aku tak berbual banyak sangat dengan kau tahu yang aku tengah marah.
Faham?
Macam Mika, you buat kerja.
Nanti tahu marah.
Jangan serius.
Dia tak ada macam nantilah.
Tak ada. The tone of voice my father use, I still macam gunakan. Tapi kalau macam manjakan, my late mom used to manjakan I. So bila I manjakan my kids, I really go all out. Sampai my wife kadang-kadang macam cukup-cukup lah manjakan dia. Nanti dia tahu nanti lah, dia pijak kepala dia baru tahu. So but like I say lah, because budak-budak ni diorang very innocent tau. Diorang tak tahu apa. Diorang macam tengok kita as a supporting, macam like macam
apa-apa diorang belajar pun daripada mak bapak juga.
Of course. Diorang sedih, siapa lagi? Diorang tak ada kawan-kawan. Kita juga kan. So we must really know what we are doing with the kids lah actually. How we want to raise them also.
I think at the same time pun I feel that with the current day and age, dia punya for parents to be more aware of what is needed for children kan. So for yourself, you mentioned you pick from your late mom, from your dad, cara how to bring up your kids kan. What are some of those macam moments that you feel that you really need to emphasize as a parent to ensure that you are there for your children?
Wow. Example macam mana? Like
Example macam let's say maybe as a child you wish your father was daripada dia just cakap dah balik ke apa. Now that how then do you show kau ni make sure that your children know that you are there in their lives.
Okay. So dulu my father is sepatah dua kan. So sometimes I wish that my father actually macam duduk with me and talk to me macam how's the work, macam tak how's work lah, how's school, kawan-kawan macam mana, semua okay. Kau tahu tak semalam aku nampak benda ni, kau tengok ni, share things with me that my father tak pernah really do that lah. So for now macam with my kids, I really have this special bond dengan diorang sebab every time diorang balik sekolah ke, diorang keluar kawan-kawan diorang ke, you know, I really sit down with them and then macam macam like you know like the friend
macam members.
Pasal lagi diorang membesar, orang-orang tu pernah cakap, lagi diorang membesar, kau tak boleh jadi macam garang sangat diorang. Pasal sekarang zaman dah lain tau. Kau kena macam layang-layang. Kau tarik sikit, kau tolak sikit. Kau tarik sikit, kau tolak sikit. So and then so I sit with them, I berbual dengan diorang, I macam jadi kawan macam mana. And then from there you know their struggles, their what they need, macam their daily support lah, maybe you know emotionally, you know, things like that lah.
They feel more freely to open up to you lah. Now that you have macam 7 children kan, Masya Allah, I still cannot get over the fact 7 children and the oldest being 14 years old, and you have all this experience kan. For maybe yang parents to be, what can you macam share? Because I also very curious. Different age group kan, macam mana you approach them. Macam just now you just mentioned your 14-year-old punya son, you treat dia macam kawan. For the younger ones pula,
for the 13 years old sama juga macam kawan juga. Berbual kalau marah. One thing about me when I school my kids kan, I input facts. I bilang orang, kalau kau macam gini, apa jadi kalau macam gitu.
Consequences. Let them know of the consequences.
I mean other parents has different way of how they want to school their kids. You know, I tak pernah macam salah, no, everybody is different, you know.
But we all learn from mistakes
of course. Dulu zaman-zaman ni rotan semua jalan terus kan. Macam okay, aku dengar. You know, tapi sekarang lain lah. Diorang very fragile. Budak-budak sekarang very fragile. So
and they're more, because I feel like they're more aware of whatever that is going on. Because of their access to social media.
Correct. So macam kalau yang kecil-kecil, cara perbualan pun lain. Nak kena manja macam, hey hello, hey daddy home, you know, nak makan apa? You want ice cream or not? Okay, don't tell mommy we buying ice cream, you know, things like that, you know, like macam talk dengan diorang macam gitu. Macam it's a different way of cara perbualan, you know, cara kasih sayang, you know, setiap 5 minit mesti hug lah, nak kena cium lah, you know, things like that lah. So lain lah. Tak cakap yang besar-besar tak perlu cium, things like that, but diorang dah lain. Macam you know, like when you grow up, macam diorang macam salam aku pergi sekolah, salam, cium, macam cium pipi, you know. Daddy, come on daddy, come on daddy. You know, I've sent my daughter pergi sekolah recently. Biasalah out of day, I nak pergi hantar sekolah, I nak hantar terpanggil lah, you know, macam you know, like come on lah, I'm your
chance to
aku tak cool ke? You know, macam that's the only time I boleh keluarkan my card. Aku Hansamin, aku nak hantar anak aku pergi sekolah ni. So macam my daughter macam, daddy, here can my friend there lah, you stand one side, that's okay. It's okay, here can. Okay, salam. Kira cepat punya. Come hug. No ni ada later. I late. Kira macam aku tu, sakit ni asal ni. Kau dah tak sayang aku. You know, but it's how they grow up lah. Then after a while I tahu macam okay lah, dia orang ada rasa malu, dah start rasa malu and things like that lah.
Dia macam ibarat walaupun dia tak kisah your father, the father is maybe some Hollywood actor ke apa. Because I ever saw some of the interviews juga same thing that you actually went through. No matter who your father is, I think kadang-kadang diorang dah depan kawan-kawan diorang rasa macam okay father, I'm going to school now, I'll just see at home, you don't need to kiss me. But it's more of their how they feel depan kawan-kawan diorang lah. Dia macam I don't know how to say it lah, but
no lah. In adolescence, macam in apa ni, when you growing up, you going through puberty, then you like macam opposite sex and everything, you macam nak cool apa, you are finding your identity and you want to fit in.
I mean bila kita muda-muda pun sama juga. When we're younger,
of course lah bro. Jadi you nak stand, kalau for me I'm a guy, mestilah nak stand handsome. Kalau mak tepi, bapak tepi tak cool lah kan. So I faham lah.
Right. So I mean talking about that now with all the different children that you have kan, different children pula, mashallah, different ages and all that. So you, like you said, you treat them according to their age and cara orang punya pemikiran and things like that. So in terms of the punya physical emotion, physical contact dengan physical presence with your children kan, would you say that it's more important when they are younger to be really betul-betul like to hug them more. Pasal number one, I feel that kalau masa besar dah dapat hug pun susah. Then when you're younger, there is a time when dorang manja all the way.
Correct.
How important then is this physical physical presence for your children then?
To me I tak cakap 50-50. I would cakap 100%.
Okay.
Even if you're young, I still macam tunjuk kasih sayang sepenuhnya to them. Even besar pun I tunjuk my 100% kasih sayang to them. Macam I cakap lah, macam like okay, we talk about teenager you know, they like now the world is very very cruel. You know, mana ada kes bully, mana ada kes-kes yang macam kita tak cakap lah kan, kalau boleh terjauh-jauhkan lah. So we must be prepare
at all times lah,
as a parent lah. Macam that's why I always tell my kid every day dia orang balik, walaupun dia dah 14 tahun, dia tahu jaga diri dia to me, tapi I selalu tanya, kat sekolah okay, ada benda-benda macam yang you rasa sedih, ada you kena kacau, dia macam no lah daddy, come on lah, you know. But it's my job as a father to ask all this so that I tahu that he is safe in school, tak ada masalah, belajar pun boleh at a peaceful time lah. Tapi kalau yang kecil-kecil macam diorang, I meet my friend, I cycle, I use a tricycle. Oh, is it? Wow, I didn't know you can cycle. In one day you show me how to cycle not? Cannot. Things like that lah. So macam macam kalau yang kecil-kecil, we macam try to be part of their story. Tapi kalau yang besar-besar, kita kira macam doktor tau. Kita nak analyse apa masalah dia. How can we make things better lah.
Okay, so now actually I want to ask, pasal you have 7 children kan, all of different ages and all that. So how then kau ensure that the time that you spend with your children is of quality, rather than you just being there macam okay, I spend time with first son, second son, daughter and all that.
Macam mana tu kau belah diri 7, lepas tu macam mana tu?
So far kalau boleh aku nak belah diri aku 7. I mean okay, so okay, how I do my daily basis okay, so kalau I kerja, I balik malam kan, petang lah, tak pernah malam lah, petang I usually tell my kids, I tell my wife, I cakap dia, siapa yang belum siap boleh siap-siap dulu, and then I'll bring them out. So I bring them out, I pergi macam park, I pergi main basikal, I even go to supermarket, jalan-jalan.
Supermarket pun bawa diorang juga?
Bro, of course bro.
Alhamdulillah.
Sometimes when you dah petang, takkan you nak pergi shopping center ke, kadang-kadang dah tutup kan. So you make do whatever you can, so they can recall this as a quality time spent with my father. Yeah, pasal whatever it is, I'll take opportunities lah. Kalau macam gitu, kalau sekarang hujan aku boleh pergi supermarket, aku pergi supermarket dengan anak-anak aku. Kalau sekarangnya cuaca okay, aku boleh main basikal, aku main basikal lah dengan anak aku. Things like that. So I play the time to ensure that semuanya lengkap lah for my kids lah. I tell my wife, okay babe, now you dah jaga diorang siang kan, you rest, I akan ambil diorang semua, I akan bawa diorang keluar.
InsyaAllah.
So it can be like 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, it might be short for us, 2-3 jam je, but for my wife it's a lot of time of peace, of relax.
Dia boleh buat dia punya me time.
Dia boleh buat me time, dia boleh chill kat sofa, tengok TV, you know, things like that. So I feel also macam we play a part lah as parents lah, you know, things like that.
It's a teamwork after all kan.
Of course bro, at the end of the day it's teamwork.
Tapi kadang challenging juga kan, because you as a person ni, just not even as a parent, as a person, you pergi kerja and everything, you are tired. You know, sometimes ada tak hari yang kau macam dah terlalu penat kan, and then you just for that day you say macam okay daddy hari ni tak boleh let's just all stay at home and like sleep. Do you feel any macam guilt ke?
Oh yeah. I feel guilty sangat-sangat bila I tak buat macam gitu. So macam when I was zaman-zaman muda baru kahwin, ada anak 1-2 kan. So bila I penat balik kerja, I macam babe, it's okay, I just want to take a break, let the kids just chill at home And then when you tengah macam baring-baring, you tengok anak-anak you kat tepi main Lego lah, main apa, you rasa bersalah tau. Sebab diorang macam terkongkong kat situ, macam in a small space at one corner, macam terpaksa lah aku kena main dengan sini. And then you feel macam come on lah, tidur nanti boleh, rehat nanti boleh, you know. There's always a time for you to take a break as a husband lah. So I will try my best to do that lah. So dari situ, every time I try my best, penat macam mana pun, I'll tell myself, okay, aku nak balik rumah, macam mana penat, aku nak spend time dengan diorang.
MasyaAllah.
At the end of the day, you feel happy tau. You tengok macam diorang macam, I don't know man, I'm just like that lah. I nak betul-betul make sure that my kids are happy.
Get a sense of fulfillment jugalah kan.
Bro, you macam rasa macam puas hati lah. Puas hati lah ni.
Penat macam mana pun macam dia penat tu puas lah.
But do you have a support or community, macam for example your in-laws ke your parents, yang kalau you hari tu betul-betul you tak boleh kan, then you can reach out to these people for your children.
Okay, so my in-laws are there, tapi kadang-kadang bila I pernah lah macam kadang-kadang betul-betul lah nak spend time dengan my wife I hantar yang lain pergi sana, tapi tak selalu. Sebab apa? Sebab diorang tak suka pergi sana.
They want to spend time with you.
They really macam you know when you create that bond macam you betul-betul suka kerja ni, you nak quit kerja ni macam rasa macam aku tak nak lah, aku nak kerja ni. So bila diorang macam kena pergi kat lain company, diorang macam rasa macam aku tak nak company ni lah, aku nak company dulu aku lagi best. So from there I feel like macam tak baik pula lah kan. Diorang tak suka, diorang pun macam rasa macam boring lah, nothing lah. Lagipun yalah, kita tak bersalahkan kan, pasal in-laws are getting older, diorang tak ada tenaga sama macam kita, macam masih muda kan. So so sekarang I jarang I try my best to really hold on them.
It's nice though for your kids to be like, I'd rather be with daddy.
So then in a way pun kau rasa macam like I'm the one that you come to gitu.
Baru korang tahu kan bapak korang kiri itu.
Of course at the same time pun like you mentioned, you have 7 children. Correct. You're juggling a full-time job, and then also you have projects on the side. Correct. And things like that. Then how then do you macam ensure that yes, you say no matter how tired you are, balik lepas kerja, you try to spend time with them. Correct. Then this is your way of juggling you punya time and responsibilities and all that lah. Kan? So maybe what are some of the advices that you have untuk parents, young parents out there that you can share, considering that we are all, I think I'm pretty sure most of the parents right now, especially the husbands and the wives, are all working. And then they might be suffering from burnout and all that. So how then do they ensure that they come home and really spend this quality time with the children? What are your advices?
Okay, lain orang lain advice orang. For me, I always believe that everything you do in life, there's always a me time for you.
Okay.
So macam mana pun you rasa macam aku tak ada me time lah, tak. It's all, for me, it's all a no-no lah. Macam habis kerja, I suka naik public pasal that's my me time. That's how I really recharge myself. I boleh tengok my phone, tengok movie, I boleh macam tengok pemandangan, I can recharge everything. And then yalah, macam like I say, macam kalau sometimes we tend to be tired lah. Macam ada macam parents out there macam aku penat lah anak aku, tak apalah. Tapi I just want to say that budak-budak ni dorang membesar tau. Cara kita membesar tu mungkin 1-2 kali je. Mungkin hari ni diorang belajar jalan, tapi pasal kita penat sangat, kita tak nampak diorang punya
first few steps
kita rugi tau. Kita rasa macam, and then how can you fake to a friend macam, kau nampak tak dia jalan dulu masih kecil? Nampak aku masih nampak. But you have that guilt and sense of macam, tak bro, aku tengah tidur actually, so
it's the milestones that you might miss.
So for me as a parent, whatever it is, right, just use that whatever percent you have, battery life you ada, you really put all out to your kids.
MashaAllah. I think it's one of the most I think most of the parents right now, we want to have that connection dengan children, kan? Because insyaAllah, because I think when we were younger also, sometimes we might not have that kind of connection, but now that we are more aware, we have all this knowledge around us, kita tahu yang we ourselves know that we want to have the connection, so we change and break that cycle. Kita pula ada this connection dengan children kita.
Break the cycle. Be present for your kids lah.
Yes, insyaAllah.
Sebelum kita end kan, ada last question for Hans.
Go ahead.
You pandai max tak?
Max. Kita tengok kanan, kiri.
What's 9 plus 10?
I'm not saying ni viral ke? Jadi viral ke?
Nak ajar anak ni macam mana ni?
I'm not good at education sangat. Tapi bahasa Melayu, bahasa Inggeris tu I fasih lah, I bagus lah. Tak bagus. That's my kira my apa cakap?
Your bread and butter.
Bread and butter. Kaya yang puding gitu lah. Tapi kalau macam dari segi lain-lain punya pelajaran, my wife is the person.
But I think the best way kan, I think for us, like because pasal you mentioned earlier on, so you want to be there every step of the way for the children as much as possible. I think one of the ways that we can all call for the parents, right, is to actually join kelas matematika. It's a bonding session.
Tadi kau cakap kau suka bawa your kids go out and everything, right? You treasure the quality time, right?
You will be with your children to learn maths together in a fun environment.
Betul.
Dia macam activity based.
So fun.
So it's like more practical stuff.
Betul.
Rather than just tulis kira.
Okay, 5 plus 5 equals. And
basic sikit lah.
So that's one of those ways that we have available to us right now, kelas matematika ni, because give it a try for those young parents out there. Kalau you want to find activities to bond with your children, this is one of those that you can do lah.
Correct. Also, I feel like as parents, we have to be involved lah. We have to put in effort into their studies as well. And through kelas matematika ni, you not only have fun, but you can also learn how your kids, dia punya style, learning style and everything. Then bonding on top of that. So I think it's a very good opportunity lah for parents and kids.
Kalau I boleh selit sikit, pasal kalau kita we will be part of the proses of ajar anak kita kan, then itu adalah ilmu yang bermanfaat.
Masya-Allah.
So that means bila for example nanti anak dia dah besar, dulu bapa I ajar maths, pasal I sekarang pandai maths. Pahala bapaknya berganda dah.
Correct. But how do I register this maths class?
You can go to Mendakis Ready Set Learn punya Instagram page. You can follow them, and then there's a lot of information over there lah about all the different the schedules for kelas matematika,
all the different programs
for all age group,
for all parents and children between age of 4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Ada 4 to 6?
Bro, I still have Kira yang atas tak ada, masih ada balance lagi.
InsyaAllah. So hopefully for the rest of you out there, you have children between the age of 4 to 6, let's be part of the journey untuk ajar sama-sama. Mana tahu kita boleh refresh kita punya maths juga kan, pasal kita dah out of school for a while kan. Kita boleh belajar juga sama-sama dengan anak-anak kita. InsyaAllah.
So terima kasih Hans. This is only part 1 Hans.
Part 1?
Betul.
Ada lagi satu nanti I nak goreng you lagi sikit.
Tapi kasih I masa sikit, I nak pergi kelas matematika.
Alhamdulillah, masya-Allah. Okay, we'll see you guys in part 2 lah.
Alright, till next time.
Bye.
We have come to the end of another episode of Outside In.
If you like what you hear, please follow us on all socials, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify and YouTube.
Share it with all of your friends and family members and all your other family parent friends, so that they can benefit from this episode, inshallah. Till next time, Assalamualaikum.